Deep in my soul, there's a burning feeling I can't describe. A burning feeling that won't let me die. This isn't about monsters anymore, is it? If you get past me, you'll destroy them all, won't you? Monsters, humans, everyone. Everyone's hopes and dreams vanquished in an instant. But I won't let you do that. Right now, everyone in the world, I can feel their hearts beating as one. And we all have one goal: to defeat you. Human. No. Whatever you are. For the sake of the world, I, Undyne, will strike you down. People love Undertale because of its iconic characters. That's not a hot take, but I don't think the majority of fans ever put thought into why these designs are so good. Hold on, before you shoot, me included, but if I had to list them off the top of my head, 1. The diversity. This is a game where monsters range from military fish guards to My Hero Academia fans to Anthony Fantano. You find me another game where a skeleton man and a talking sunflower interact. 2. The sprite animations. Every sprite in this game feels like they forgot this is even an RPG and they just do whatever they want. 3. The font and sound. I know it sounds stupid, I know, but noticing one character speaks with a consistent beeping illegible font and the other has a shaky beep with erratic shaky text, it really helps you formulate a voice in your head where there is none. You see, the difference between an Undertale and a Pokemon is Pokemon uses the obvious sprite designs to give you a little bit more info on the character, but Undertale is for schizos who search for the tiniest of details within the game to tell this insane story full of more plot twists than most AAA games. And this is all within a file size of 200 megabytes. There are hundreds, maybe even thousands of little details these characters can show off, you just have to bother looking. And after your 10th full-blown conversation with a random NPC, you're probably gonna ask yourself,
why is there dialogue for this?
And it really all just hints on Undertale's secret formula that made it one of the biggest indie games of all time. But I'm not gonna tell you the secret straight away. No, I need that watch time, so I'm cashing it in. Enjoy this ad real quick. Enter the one who designed every character of Undertale. The one who from scratch spawned a colorful world of monsters no game has ever seen before. Enter Toby Fox. Actually, wait, hold on. No, pause. My script says Temmie Chang.
What?
With a background in fine arts, Temmie never felt her love for digital media was appreciated by her lecturers. She always dreamt of a distant future where she turned these passions into a job. And one day, it seemed like fate started knocking at her door, because after switching to 2D animation in uni, Toby Fox reached out to her on her Tumblr page for a little bit of help on an indie game he was working on. And the rest was history. But you guys have to understand just how different Undertale would have been without Temmie Chang. So I found an old tweet of Toby showing some of the early concept art for some of these characters. So we can let's go down the list. A Bugman that bows a lot. Billy Ray Cyrus the furry. Papyrus being Red Pill. Metaton the anime. And get this, Undyne. I'm not cutting away yet. Nope. I've stared at this way too long, so you guys have to as well. While not being the best concept art, Toby clearly had a vision for important sprites, costumes, and one-liners he wanted for each character. Because growing up, Toby felt frustrated that his favorite gaming genre rarely offered the option to do anything to the mobs than to kill and attack, which is why he was amazed when he saw the game Shin Megami Tensei. It had this mechanic that allowed players to talk and communicate with NPCs for some kind of reward. And for the first time, Toby saw that you could end a battle and it didn't have to involve death. Toby has an uncanny habit of making the truly dangerous and dark characters have the most peaceful and unsuspecting designs in their sprites. This short king is a skeleton, dripped out with the blue hoodie, black shorts, and canon/non-canon pink slippers. I don't know, this part of research was kind of confusing. In comparison to the red hot, look at me design of Papyrus, Sans is like this ice cool personality. He's also the first character whose more detailed sprite really struck out to me. One fact being that he's a skeleton, yet he has the ability to wink, has pupils that can shift left to right, and he bleeds? A skeleton bleeds, despite the game telling you that monsters don't bleed. Who is this guy? These are very minimal changes to his design, but Toby uses these sprites really intentionally to communicate to us that Sans is a character shrouded in mystery. My favorite scene with him is just before your final fight with Asgore. You have a moonlit dinner with Sans. You engage in light-hearted conversation about your journey thus far, and Sans tells you about the story of him meeting this woman who enjoys his knock-knock jokes. All this being told with his usual cheeky demeanor, but when he mentions how this woman made him take a vow not to hurt you, the music cuts, and his sprite goes from his normal face to a ghostly, pupilless gaze, as he says, if it weren't for that promise he made, you'd be dead where you stand. It's sprites like these that make you never want to fully let your guard down around him. He's like this god of judgment, mentioning how he knows everything you're up to, slowly biding his time, watching you from afar. And this sprite is bone chilling, because even when he's dead serious, he never drops that smile. It's like he's confident that despite your level or experience, he could take you down at any given time. There are so many characters like this that have sprites unique to their personality. For example, you got Napstablook, who can turn his tears into a hat. Sunderplane, blushing when you flirt with her because, you know, it's not like she likes you or anything. Or the fact that outside of her armor, Undyne, the captain of the Royal Guard, is actually pretty skinny. I don't know, it might just be a me thing. But I get the sense that her putting that heavy armor on is her putting on that added responsibility and undying loyalty to her king. And also her loyalty to keeping the creatures of the underground safe. So, if you do see her without her armor, you know, it may take some time, but you get to see her caring and goofy side. Again, Undyne's best sprite showing during your fight with her on the genocide route. So far, every enemy you defeat in the game ends the exact same way. You hear the slashing sound effect, get your gold, get your XP, and the monster fades to dust. This is the case with every single encounter in the game, except this one. Because before the fight even starts, Undyne receives a mortal wound, defending Monster Kid from your slash, right through her armor. You've killed her, and she does the usual spiel of someone who's lost their will to fight as her body fades to dust. But just when she completely phases out, that same responsibility I pointed out before shines through. Deep in my soul, there's a burning feeling I can't describe. A burning feeling that won't let me die. This isn't about monsters anymore, is it? If you get past me, you'll destroy them all, won't you? Monsters, humans, everyone. Everyone's hopes and dreams vanquished in an instant. But I won't let you do that. Right now, everyone in the world, I can feel their hearts beating as one. And we all have one goal: to defeat you. Human. No, whatever you are. For the sake of the world, I, Undyne, will strike you down. And with a flash of light, Undyne changes into her new form. A darker clad new set of armor whose only noticeable details are hearts on either arm and chest. She has become the heroine, and you the villain. This is Undyne's peak. This is Undyne, the Undying. It was due to her love for her friends and determination that Undyne could transform. And it was that same love for her friends that made her go on that monologue, admonishing you as the enemy of the world. Again, it could just all be my head, but the way she says these words and the sounds of her text all added to the overall presence of her being this heroine of the underground. There is, however, someone who I feel does an even better job in showing its character through unconventional methods like text and sound. And that person is Spam.
Hey everybody, it's me, Spamtum G Spamtum. Having trouble
Procrastinating watching YouTube?
Have you tried?
White booger sugar?
I heard it's the die for.
Besides Sans, Spamtum is my favorite character in the Undertale / Deltarune series. He already embodies the first 2 points of Toby's design philosophy. You know, he's got the fresh sleek-backed hair with the jigsaw appearance and character sprites that are so charming and cheeky, you can't help but love him. But what I really want to focus on is his dialogue and sound. You first meet Spamtum as he bursts out of a bin and yells out,
Hey, it's me, everybody's favorite
#1 rated salesman.
He's got this energy of a charming yet sleazy salesman trying to wow you with his words, mentioning how there are hot singles in your area, or how he needs your card number along with the 3 digits at the back, or how he constantly tries to make deals with you with a fake currency. Even the font for the items in his item shop are never consistent. He's just overall just a shady guy. You can't trust him. And you get the vibe that he wants something from you. Something he can't get himself, or can't fully say, like the cat got his tongue. No, seriously, every time he tries to say something important, the words would be replaced by text saying,
Hyperlink blocked.
This is a really sad scene. While in the shop, you get to ask him about friends. And he does his usual routine of yapping and saying that you and him are already.
Friend request accepted.
But he's reminded of an old friend named Mike. And when he says the word Mike, it's almost like he shuts down. His eyes turn to TV static and he just says the words,
Mike.
And then he reverts right back to his jolly old self. To me, this is such a novel way to make something as conventional as text on screen be a device used for character writing. It's no wonder that the 2 fan favorites of the universe are the 2 characters who put on goofy faces on the forefront, but still have so much mystery and lore yet to be explained. The one and only time Spamtum fully breaks character is after you beat him on the secret boss battle. You cut him loose and he gives up in his dream of ever being truly free. And he speaks in perfect English. It seems, after all, I couldn't be anything more than a puppet. No jokes, no humor, no crazy schizo text on screen. Nothing. Nothing that is anything like the Spamtum that we know, as he fades away to dust. And from a character that always had something quirky to say, how bone-chilling is that? This is obviously the goal in any other story, but yeah, I have to remind you, Undertale had a budget of $5,000. So Toby's main problem was making a tiny indie game pull emotions out of you for every choice you make. And you may think that having to resort to such odd methods of character writing is a weakness, but really, I think it's a strength. I lied to Papyrus about his spaghetti because I know from his outfits he cares a lot about how people view him. I feel compelled to never kill a monster because, from Flowey's evil monologues, I hear a hurt person wanting to be proven wrong about how the world works. I feel justified in getting destroyed in the near impossible Sans fight because of all the people I killed just because I wanted to see what would happen. So being the god of this world, do I really play this game as just a game? Or is it something more? These are the thoughts that went through my head when I achieved the true pacifist run. And I got to see these people that I grew to know achieve their dream they've wanted for so long. All from a game that's not even bigger than this video's file size. I have a good theory that if you don't like Undertale, it's because you couldn't be sold that these characters matter, that your choices to this world and the consequences for these monsters could have an effect on you. And whether you skip chunks of character expressions or glossed over important details, It just didn't click. Which of course is fine. I am not the media police. But if you are able to connect with this world, I think the idea that an 8-bit indie game can make me laugh and cry, rage, and think about whether I should just close my computer and let my newfound friends live out their lives without me is pretty cool.